I'm like Batman. I'm not the gift
And
you need. Well, I'm not the gift you want, but the gift that you need right now.
on that note, you guys are in the tavern.
Eating.
Of the yeah, eating and drinking in the trading keg. A wonderful name.
But they don't have muffins.
They do not have muffins. They have other pastries which last
I
longer
hate this continent. I want to leave.
and is generally more long-lasting. But yes,
So they have
My
Twinkies.
favorite, stale bread.
they have what?
They have Twinkies.
No, because that is also a type of cake, so they wouldn't have those either.
But Twinkies hold
But
forever.
it will survive the zombie apocalypse. They're like, seriously, they have a best before date of like 15 years.
Unfortunately, artificial colorings have not been created.
Magic.
Yeah, it's like magic.
Unfortunately, dwarves aren't known for the magic. They're known for enchanting, and they are not enchanting a Twinkie.
Enchantment!
That
Now
would
I
be
kind of
special.
want an enchanted Twinkie.
No, it's a mimic!
Oh no!
Oh no.
It starts talking as you eat it.
Oh god.
Screaming.
It's like,
Screaming.
I hope I'm tasty.
You get a mimic, and you get a mimic. Everybody gets a mimic.
All right. So yes, you guys made your way into the trading keg. You have a table, and it's a pretty lively tavern in terms of there's a good atmosphere of people in here, mostly as you would expect traders, either coming through or passing by Dugma from either sea or by the underroad. At this point, you guys are basically having lunch. Whoever's paying, just mark off at this point. Probably mark off about 4 gold. So that will either be
I got this.
Ulan. Okay, good. So you guys are sitting around a table deciding what to do for the rest of the day, and waiting for Katie's message back.
I thought we were just gonna wait around for the next 2 days, kinda.
Well,
That is basically the plan, yeah.
okay.
So we...
So do you have any plans for today? Or are you just going to wait around doing nothing and waiting?
Well,
Please.
we don't want to seem like we're waiting. But we want it to seem like we're waiting for the ship to leave. So I guess we'll like...
Look
We
for
should take
souvenirs.
rooms.
yeah, we'll take rooms, and we'll probably... I don't know, do some generic touristy things.
Okay. So mark down for rooms, 2 gold per room, depending on how long you're staying for.
How many rooms? That was
One.
an open question to the group.
So I want a separate room, please. I can pay for myself, don't worry.
Okay.
Shay will buy her own room as well. It's
Well,
quite-
I'll pay for the room that I'm sleeping on the floor of.
I was about to say, I think the
Savant is happy
ladies
to
can
sleep on the
share.
couch.
Ulan looks offended. Fine, Ulan will get his own room,
Okay.
and none of you are invited.
So... Aaron's paying for his own room. Ulan's getting a room. Seraphina's getting a room. Seren getting a room. You're all getting a room separately. Whatever.
No.
No?
No,
Sarah
Saren
and Sarah.
and Seraphina.
Oh, okay, Seren and Seraphina, you're sharing a room. Okay, so it's only 4 rooms then, and then Aaron's... No, wait, 5 rooms. Actually, no, 4 rooms... Is Seren paying for his own room, or you're going to treat him to a room?
Event, but okay. You said 7.
Did I say
Yeah.
it's S's. Please. Please.
You wonder why I put the name, right?
Did you really? Because there may be a boulder coming for you.
Saren will, not Saren. Savant will ask Ifmore if he wants a roommate. He says he can gladly take the couch. As a prisoner that you have been, your neck should be at least strained at least.
I think Owen BRB'd, unless he's back.
Oh,
Whoops. Oh, okay.
Oh, he did
Right.
BB. Okay.
wait.
Oh,
There
Hey!
it is.
Even more. Someone comes up to you. Well, as everyone else is getting a room, would you mind if I bunk down with you? You can take the bed, of course. I can take a couch or a seat. You're being a prisoner. You should definitely take a good night's rest. I will watch over if they were to try to get for you again.
That is okay. I do not require a bed. I meditate instead of sleep.
Well, more bed for me then.
But Savan makes a good point. We should make what I call
Roto.
I'm missing the words. We should all
Surveillance.
keep a watch list. I don't know.
So I guess
We should keep
Samantha
Overwatch.
Nickmore will have a sleeping shift,
We are
sleeping
Overwatch.
schedule. Well, he medicates Samantha's up and then just Nickmore takes over, I guess.
He's a grown man. He has some ascending, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
happened.
we also thought. Never mind.
Yeah,
I
but
gue-
this
I
time he
guess-
won't be so stupid to go alone anywhere, right?
I guess
Yeah.
I guess Ulan will bunk up in that room as well then. So I'll pay for whatever room that we're in.
Okay, so
But
3
it'll
in
be-
one room.
Oh.
And then
The
2
guys
in
are
other.
bunking up.
Okay, so you're actually only paying for 2 rooms and Aaron's paying for his own. Okay, cool. So yeah, 2
Are
good.
you wanting me to pay for your room as well, girls? Or
No, I can do that.
Okay, so whoever's paying for the rooms, mark off 2 golds per day. If you're staying for 2 days or 1 day, I think you're doing 2 days, right?
2 days?
2 days. All right, so mark off 4 gold
Okay.
for rooms. As they are very nice rooms. They're very much for merchants and traveling traders of pretty decent wealth. And dwarven architecture and design is always better than most. They
I
take
kind
pride.
of want to see the bathrooms now.
It's kind of like home.
It's very much. It's
What
actually
about
pretty close
that?
to your own manor, actually,
Oh yeah.
in Valstead.
Yeah.
The bathrooms, though, however, are not as good as the ones in the Arcanum College, because those were based on Elven architecture, which is overly fancy for actual practical use.
Yeah, well, it's still a bath.
But at
But
least
still.
it's functional.
It is a very nice bath because it actually uses stone, a very smooth stone as its actual base, and it's actually kind of built into the floor itself,
Nice.
and
my
heats
God.
itself up.
An actual bath.
Are
that,
the
that sounds like
beds
a
dwarf
Spanish
size?
home would have like the
Dwarf size means it's extra size because dwarves.
yeah. It's
What
dwarf size.
I mean, what even lengthwise?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they
Oh,
they
Dwarves
like
like to have company in their when they bow.
Yeah, but it's not.
Wow.
width-wise,
Wow.
it's lengthwise.
Wow.
well,
If you want company, you want width.
Well,
Or
I
length.
no,
Hmm.
no, don't even. No.
I was thinking
Well,
about
I mean,
drinking
that's
about it,
supposed
but
to be
I was gonna go more if they just take pleasure in grandeur, but sure you can go in that direction as well. But hey,
Moving right along before my brain goes places it shouldn't.
whatever
Again.
happens in the bathroom happens in the bathroom.
So is
so-
it even big enough for Ulan? Is what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, like, yeah. No, it's huge. Like, think of like jacuzzi size.
No, not the bath. The bed.
Oh, the bed. Yeah, no, beds are also the same. They're like giant grandeur, like queen size beds.
Okay.
That's a standard size for Ulan.
Yeah.
He's been on
His-
smaller. Also,
His
he's been.
toes sort of poke over the end of
Actually, that's a lie. He's been sleeping on the floor for the last couple of weeks. So. So yes, you guys all get rooms there. Shay also does, and just takes a bow to you guys, and takes a rucksack of stuff, which you guys have never actually seen what she carries with her,
No.
and just takes it to her room. Actually, she does ask. Actually, later.
Are we meeting up
I'm
later?
gonna-
And she
I don't
nods her head.
know. I don't know what our plans are right now. It's probably sure.
Let's just say it's late lunch, right?
Yeah, late lunch.
So we'll just say we're gonna sit, relax. We'll meet for dinner.
She shrugs and does some stretches and goes to her room.
Sorry, was that Shay?
That was Shay.
And we are
Before
not
she
to
gets
go.
to her place, I'm gonna ask her if she wants to train. Like, just practice bar for.
And as a side note, we probably decided on never going alone anywhere. Especially Ifuma.
Oh yeah.
You say training, her eyes light up. She kind of has a little smile on her face. And it's like, yeah.
Aww. So darn cute.
She tosses the thing in, and she pulls out a strange-looking staff. It's a little thicker on the ends instead of a usual club and pickaxe or pick, and follows wherever you're going.
Okay. I will just. I guess I'll ask at the bar if there's a good space for us to do a little bit of training.
You're looking for a training ground. If you can get into the outposts quarters, sure, you could use that. Or I guess you could use the beach. It's a bit chilly out there, but large enough, I guess. And if you're
I think we'll be alright with the beach, right, Shay?
And she kind of thinks about what could be out there. Shrugs. Nods her head.
Unless
Easy.
you're afraid of crabs or something.
Easy. Actually, wrong voice, but yeah. And you guys go towards the beach. I'll let that cut there. The rest of you, you guys are just going to rest and do whatever's.
I'm gonna play with my toys. Such a dumb word to use.
Wow.
Of course. You probably need to repair some stuff actually. So
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
yeah. So
Want me to do smithing or tinkering?
just do tinkering. They're not fully broken. They are a little dented from being crushed by a giant. But yeah, give me. You only had 2 weapons, I believe. The RPM and the mortar.
No, the RPM and the musket. I don't have the mortar yet.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, the musket didn't break, I believe. So just give me.
No, it was never used.
Okay, so yeah, just give me a tinkering. 1 tinkering for Okay, yeah. So yeah, through the rest of the afternoon, probably only a couple hours. You, with the limited tool supplies you have, because you literally just have your backpack. But it is enough to repair the small RPM to a more fixable condition, because some of its the iron sight on it was a little damaged. The
The gun
hammer,
is a bit warped.
yeah. Well, it's not the actual barrel itself; it's more just the implements attached to it. So, like the hammer was slightly at an angle. Bring it back in. But yes,
I have a question.
sure.
To enchant the stones, the magicite stones, can a ritual be used? Or do it actually require the spell?
It actually requires the spell.
Okay.
And on that, actually, Aaron, you receive a spell from Caleb.
Oh yay!
From a message. I spoke to the Grand Knight. From what you asked, he doesn't have any way of contacting Gorick. That was it, Gorick. So, if you're looking for him, good luck.
Okay, thank you very much for trying.
Oh, and he says thanks.
Oh. Nice.
How long is it to dinner? How many hours?
Well, we're only looking about 1 o'clock at this point. It does get dark pretty quickly down here, in the south side of the world. So you could have an early lunch and about evening meal in probably around 5 hours ish.
Because then I would like to change some of my spells.
Okay, you can do that during a short rest. I
Um,
think it's a short rest for you.
and start
Yeah.
enchanting the stone I have that's mine.
Right.
The red one.
Okay. What level spell?
First level.
Is the first level. Okay, that's fine. So just give me Arcana for the first.
First session.
First
basically.
session. Yes, because I believe
It's 3 times 5
Yeah.
hours.
3 times 5.
I would like to use a hero point.
Yeah. It's not very high for a level 1 spell, but yeah, you might want to use one of those.
Wow.
Ooh. You get the DC just just because it's 10 plus spell level, and you literally hit. So for the first, you're gonna start the first 5 hours, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, You-
One thing.
work on that. Mm.
I'm gonna spend if I have 3 hours.
If you're gonna stay in your room for the rest of the day, sure.
Well, I'm gonna shadow if you're going anywhere, but I would need to maintain my rock gnome toys, which is actually it's like toys. That was a toy for Clockwork Toy.
Oh, your actual tinkering toys, sure.
Yes.
Does Ithamore go anywhere, or do you just stay in your room, relaxing?
Surround from the sea.
What did you say?
I didn't catch it fully. Say that
I
again.
didn't catch it.
I watched Surround from a safe distance.
Oh.
Well, I guess I can describe my toys then.
Yeah. What toys do you have? Because I know they're rather small, but I can't remember what you said.
Yeah, they're rather small, and it's a mechanical rhino that jumps around and jumps around while you wind it up. Something that's for an auto character looks like a Zippo. That when it's opened up, fire comes out, and he's checking he puts out some fluid into it, and a small wind-up box. Plays with that plays something that sounds like a wedding song.
Well, it's. I was gonna say, do anyone know what a gnomish wedding song sounds like? But I guess there is a similar theme.
Yeah, it's similar-ish. Like
True. Saren's bathing, which is hilarious.
Listen, it's a proper dwarven bath. It's a nice. I'm just not. I'm ignoring everybody for a couple of hours.
Aaron, do you do anything apart from receiving this message?
Take a bath, of course.
Of course, because you were in a cave for hours. Ugh.
I was on a ship too. What the
I
hell?
don't know. I might no.
Yeah, we were in a ship.
Oh yeah, cold water. Ugh. I guess you warmed it up from prestidigitation, but yeah.
And then
you
depending
also
on
have
the time.
Sarfina that's using it's like fire hands. You know.
Fair. So yeah, you do that. So for the rest of it then, Ulan, give me both a athletics and acrobatics, just to see how well you do during sparring. Nice. And actually for this, I'm going to grab Shay's sheet. Wow, words. Ugh.
Complicated words?
We good English.
We good English lure. Nice. And where's athletics? Ooh. You thought you were catching up. However, Shay is slightly better than you in both speed and strength, marginally. As it goes back and forth for quite a couple of rounds. And one thing you notice is the staff that she was using isn't really a staff. It's actually more of a nunchuck. Just a really large nunchuck.
Like a 3-section staff.
Just a 2-section chain staff.
Right.
Yeah, so just a really long nunchuck. But both ends are very heavy nunchucks. She made your chucks. Yeah. But yeah, you guys finish training pretty successfully. Although, yeah. You're both surprised and almost a little annoyed that she's smaller, but somehow just...
I'm not remotely surprised.
Okay.
She can handle herself, so...
She can. It's just her height is like kind of tiny. She's like 5 foot.
Yeah, well, some
Well,
of the
5 foot
most formidable
something.
people I know are tiny, so...
That is very true. Actually, so yeah, you're not even surprised. You're like, oh, she's just like Saren.
Oh, I was thinking about Seraphina, but yeah.
True. The double S. But yes, with that, dusk brings the evening as you guys then retire for the meal back at the tavern. You would pass by the ship and you would notice that they are refilling some of the more heavier things onto the ship at this point.
We should probably tell him we will not be coming with them. Hint, hint.
Well, we might be. We don't know.
Yeah, you notice...
It depends when they try it.
One of the crewmates talking with one of the one of the dockhands. You guys have meal, which at this point would be on house, based on buying of rooms. Do you guys do anything for the rest of the evening, or is that an end of a day? As dusk is definitely approaching, and the sun would actually be setting into the sea, so you could actually see it from the docks, which is kind of cool.
On familiar sight for Savant.
A little bit.
Well, I also been topside.
Yeah, you've been topside for a little bit, so...
I do have a tan and everything.
I guess it's too late to shop for souvenirs today, so...
You say that, but the activity of the city environment hasn't changed too much. You've noticed that some shops are closing, but then others are opening.
Ooh. Are there any tourist shops?
They are also tourist shops. It seems the city is very much a trade town and is operated pretty much 24/7 in almost shifts, so that anyone that passes through, it always has something to gain by passing through.
I might do some shopping before dinner then. Just a quick souvenir for Kaylee or something.
And
Who is going with him?
I'm not a child, I know what souvenir I want. Well, I don't, but I'll see what's there.
But no one goes anywhere on their own. Is the point?
Well, I'm not telling you guys. Screw you. I'm just going.
Wow.
Sneaks away. Give me a stealth.
Who's in my room?
No, you got to walk past everyone else's room.
No.
Especially because
Whatever.
Ithamore and Savant are still in the inn.
Well, I'm not trying to sneak. I'll just walk.
I'm
Okay.
still there.
And Seraphina is as well. And technically Saren, but she's at the bar. Well, she may have come out at this point.
Well, if he does it after dinner, I hope Saren is finished with her bath.
Yeah, she just goes back straight back in.
Bath
If
isn't that long.
Saren stays in the bath too long, does she turn into ET? Like she just shrivels up entirely.
Wow.
Prune?
No. She's far too thick-skinned for that. But yeah, in that case, then if you're just not stuffing, yeah. If more than Seraphina and Savant, and actually I guess most of you would actually.
Just after dinner.
Yes.
No,
yes.
it's before dinner.
It's before dinner. Okay. Yeah, it's before dinner, so then you might still be training at this point then. So yes.
Yeah, I would be busy with enchanting.
Fair enough. So you skulk off. What are you looking for?
I don't know.
As is Dugmore, there is many in the way of stones and gems and
Ooh, gems.
interesting fossils and strange relics.
I'd
Or
like
at
some-
least look like relics.
Two things: something sparkly and some local dress things.
Okay. Dresses in actual human size are harder to find, but they're still there for tourists. And shiny things are many, plentiful, abundant, in varieties
So many
of
adjectives.
all the adjectives. Yes. In both shapes, styles, and formations. Some are in actual geodes, some are refined, some of them are very much raw gemstones. Others are actually placed in necklaces and other jewelry items.
Well, we can get jewelry, anything. I just wanted something that actually.
So one of
Yes.
the rarest things you could probably find is a geode of a very simple magicite stone. Would actually be something.
Ooh, is it good looking, nice looking?
It would be of from here. It would be it'd actually be a slightly light purple.
Ooh, I want that. I want two of those actually. I want one for my
and
room.
They sell it mostly because it's very small, and is not actually very powerful. It's basically the same level as a trinket at this point. Some of them maybe slightly lower than that, as they have no direct actual power per se, but they do give off a very light purple glow, which emits a nice ambient light, especially in some of these shops. And it's
Ambient?
yes, and it's more noticeable, especially because it's turning into night at this point, which is also
it's,
a point.
It's a lava lamp.
It's basically a little lava lamp, yeah. So yeah, you could definitely pick up two of those, and yeah, you would actually notice walking around that there is magicite in the wall all around Dugmore, which actually light up with light stones, almost built into the stonework, lighting up streets and parts of the wall themselves, which is interesting, almost like a starlight inside the cave itself. But yeah, you buy two of them, one for yourself, one for Kaylee, you said?
Yep.
Okay. For those, just mark off. I have to figure out the correct price, which I believe for them would be around 45 gold each.
Okay. Math.
90.
No, I mean from my.
Oh, from you, yeah, taken away. Yes. You also notice there's some strange dwarven relics of like little statues of dwarves holding something. Or one of their arms is broken off. Almost like half broken statues of griffins made of some almost like metallic stone. It's like a weird mixture of stone and metal.
No, I got what I needed. I'll slowly start heading back because it's probably dinner time soon.
Okay. In that case, then you all return to the tavern at various points and return to your table, or another table probably, where you are seated and served dinner, which is it's relatively similar to the Valesian food. The only difference is there's a lot more meat, and there's a lot less veg. And the portions are about the same. It's slightly bulkier in terms of its actual portionage, but yeah, it's about the same. For Saren, this definitely reminds you back of your training of coming through Griffin. Yes. So anything you guys do for dinner and heading up to your rooms?
Well, it seems like the night is coming around. If they were to attack today, this would be most likely day they were to be attacking, or at least the time a day they would be to attacking.
We will have to wait and see.
Okay then. In that case, the evening draws near as you all retire to your rooms. If I remember correctly,
Before we all go to sleep, Serafina would find Ulan and basically a meditation session.
Oh,
Alright.
hello. Look who it is. I'm gonna passive aggressively meditate.
Okay.
I hate you.
Actually, Shay will come join because she's in the mood.
Meditation circle, woo.
Triangle, but sure. With enough edges, a triangle becomes a circle.
Well, I mean, with more edges than 3, it's no longer a triangle. So, I mean, what, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, it can technically be a circle and a triangle at the same time. If you
Yeah,
have
it could be like
curved
a
edges.
rounded triangle.
Yeah, a rounded triangle.
Like if we like all spread our legs and
Give me wisdom checks, guys.
Can I join?
What?
No.
No, I'm sorry. I heard something interesting.
God, imagine how bored Aaron would be if he tried to join a
I
meditation.
would fall
thing.
asleep. Actually.
And suddenly, fucked. Aaron is sleeping, face first on the floor.
What is her wisdom? There it is. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, both you two roll pretty spot on as you both got a very centered mind at this point. Considering you've completed your original objective from coming to Griffin, you're both a little calmer. Shay never was good at meditating, and both you can just hear in her direction she's shuffling and moving about, and like tapping her foot. She's not doing great.
Where is she sitting relative to the rest of us? Are we like in a little circle?
You were in a circle, triangle, a shape. Yes.
Without opening his eyes, Ulan is gonna reach over and put like his hand on her hand in a kind of like reassuring way. Not in like not quite like a hand-holdy way, but in a like a it's easy, it's okay kind of way.
Mm. Seraphina, you catch a voice in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
Before, who were those people? The ones you were talking with?
My friends and companions.
They talked of price. What price? For freedom? For purpose?
They are wondering how much I'm willing to give up in order to give you your freedom.
Will they help? Will they help with freedom?
Some of them might. In the way they can.
Do they help with purpose? Our purpose?
They are helping with saving the world.
So can trust.
I trust them.
You trust them. So I trust them. Okay. Trust them. Okay.
Seraphina is smiling, but the meditating people probably don't see it.
No, you don't usually meditate with your eyes open. But yes, and his voice fades out. So with that, your meditation. Yes, your meditation finishes, and you guys go back to your rooms.
Yep.
Alright then. In that case then. If you guys actually, do you guys do anything else for the rest of the evening? Or do you let night come?
Except
night?
having a 3-person shift with Ifamore and Ulan, no, I guess. Savant, at least.
Is that a no?
That's enough.
All right then.
I expect someone to have something to do, but
We've,
okay.
we've got the watch covered by the people that's in our room, so it'll be fine.
Yes, there's 3 of you, so yeah. In that case, so who's going first? If it was...
Ulan will go first.
Okay, so you're going to stay up. Alright, so with that, night falls upon you guys. As it was already pretty dark in here, as the dwarves like to keep a pretty medium light situation pretty much at all times. And with that, you guys all go to sleep. Ulan, you stay up. You can give me a perception roll. And as well, Serafina, you can give me your sanity check. And yeah, with this, give me an advantage.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Your shift passes, Ulan, and you don't seem to pick up anything. It's pretty quiet. You do hear some shifting coming from downstairs, but nothing seems to be of note, especially coming in your direction. Serafina, your sleep goes without much problem. 0, 17, 16. Okay. You again see the orb of flames take form in front of you. Again, around the same size as it was previously. And you're not completely sure, but you can almost feel the surroundings of not your bed. You're not completely sure. It's very different. It's definitely warmer than where you currently are. But nothing more than that. And with that, Elan, you would then wake up. Actually, well, if and more, you would just wake up at this point from your meditation. And you would then swap with Ulan, stay awake. And with that, give me your perception. As you stay by the door or the window. And again, the night passes with no change from what you can tell.
Yes, Savant wakes up for the third shift.
At this point, it would be morning, so...
Okay.
Because
Never mind.
8 hours would have passed, so it would have been the long rest. Technically, you do wake up. Because Ulan has only taken 4. So yeah, you would wake up in the morning, Ulan would still be asleep.
Wait, hang on. So, I thought we were doing a 3-shift rotation.
Yeah,
so
we were
wouldn't
doing
we-
a 3 shift.
Yeah, but I only need 4 hours, so I
So
do
we would
2
have done
shifts.
2 and 2 then,
Yeah.
so that
Okay.
Ulan gets a decent night's sleep.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
so-
going to say.
2 and 2?
So Ulan would have done 2,
Okay.
woken up the gnome for 2,
Oh, okay.
and then
In that case then, so you would have woken him up for 2. So then,
Which means
Savant.
also that Ulan and Savant will wake up at the same time, approximately.
approximately.
Ish.
Yes. In that case then, Savant, you can also give me a perception then. as then Ulan goes to sleep. Should have asked your actual schedule. Okay then, yeah. Pretty much as the same, both Ifilmore and Savant
Good job, team.
don't seem to feel any approaching danger or any strange
You know what?
machinations
Savant
in the
makes
night.
You know what? Savant makes his own luck. 0 point. 11.
It's alright. Still, you hear no strange machinations of the night apart from a couple of the footsteps of hurried dwarves going to the loo.
I feel a lot safer higher than 10 at least. Slightly.
And the rest of the group dies in the night. No.
No, it's kidnapped.
It's
so
kidnapped,
they
sorry.
have to come save us. It's a bait for everyone.
Of course. No.
But the twist, they've all been taken back to their respective home continent.
Plot twist.
They've
But no.
been home napped?
Home napped. Wow. No. Aaron was taken back home.
Aaron's just chilling out in King's Arch and is really confused.
No, he was taken by his parents. No. Yeah, but yeah.
Secretly dragons.
But yes, with that, Savant's shift finishes and Ifilmore wakes up. At this point, then Ifilmore would have done his, and the night passes. You would wake up Ulan again, I guess. Am I getting this right? 2-2 Ifilmore. Two, and then Ifilmore
2,
does
2,
4.
4.
So 8.
Equals we both wake up at the same time, approximately.
Approximately. Okay, in that case then, yes. So yeah, that ends the night. As dawn approaches, with not much noise, it's very much the city is on very oiled wheels and just shifts into its usual pattern of the morning shops opening, the night shops closing. And there is no cockerel, so there is no wake-up alarm. However, Ifilmore, you are now awake, as well as... you're all awake. As you all wake up in the morning, and individually you would all make your way downstairs, or go down as a group for breakfast.
No.
No? You would stay in your room because you have many hours of
sleeper.
long sleeping and doing your hair. But yes, the rest of you would eventually go downstairs. And have breakfast to discuss the day's events.
Wait, what's it? Days events. What?
As in, are you guys going to do anything for another day? Or are you going to rest and wait for 2 days and see if anything happens?
Saren, is there any kind of library or repository of knowledge in the city that you're aware of?
Am I?
You're not really sure. You never really read books when you passed through. I guess there is. This is a city. You can give me an intelligence if you remember seeing anything.
And once I'm down, I'm gonna ask if there's any museums around here, or art galleries or anything.
Nope.
Books. There's like
I guess
the
Savant can help
scrolls.
out with this. He's a book reader.
You're a book reader, but you're mostly
Not-
hunting. You can give me an intelligence.
Not that I can recall. Well,
That's a useful nat 20. Yeah, you've definitely purchased a few books, especially for detailed mountain references for the coast here.
And books for fun.
And, you know, lovely
Adventure
books
books.
of romance novels and...
Wait, what?
The hidden secrets of Savant. He reads romance novels and adventure books.
and pop outs. No.
pop-outs.
But no,
Just
you
as
definitely
long as
know
it's not a pop-out romance novel.
there is.
Oh, oh god.
Uh,
Pop-up booksophobia.
Well, you know at least that there is a. It's not really a library per se. It's more of just a venue of book sharing and purchasing than an actual library.
I wouldn't call it directly a library, but there is a common place where you can read books and buy them.
Alright. I'm gonna try and do some research.
I can help with that.
Okay.
Go Sage Power.
All right then. So you guys have breakfast, and Serafina and Ulan are gonna head out to find this book place. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. What's everyone else
I
doing?
guess Savant will go with them to lead them there.
That is a good choice. My voice is pointing in a direction. What's the rest of you gonna do? As Aaron, you'd eventually come down and ask about a museum?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you asking the group, or are you going to try and ask the barkeep?
I'll ask Saren first, because she's local-ish.
Saren is known for her enjoyment of culture. And,
That I
Apparently
remember.
so.
there's a museum of skulls.
It was a museum of
Natural history
it was more natural history, and it wasn't here.
No.
It was in
in the
the
capital.
it was actually in Furum,
Ah,
because Furum is known for its knowledge as a point of both arcane intellect as well as history of the founding fathers and the paragons of dwarven society. So that is where most of the knowledge is kept, in both a sanctum as well as a museum. It's less of a museum and more of a cultural
Observatory?
observatory. No, it's not observatory. It's more
Preservatory.
preservatory. Yeah, to preserve, preserved in stone.
So the answer is no.
Answer is no. It is
Sorry.
not here.
Okay.
Sorry.
there's nothing in Dugmore. There's more over in
Okay.
Bilforum.
That's okay. At least they have nice rocks, I'm saying.
That they do. Alright then. So, in that case, the three that are going towards the book commonplace. Savant, you leading the way.
Occupy yourself with doing my hair again.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, your hair's like completely loose out currently. It's probably just in a bun.
Various taking both shoulder placers.
Hmm?
Yeah, the Bloodhawk is taking both shoulder placers, just making him look taller than he actually is.
Oh, it's sitting on both your shoulders, right? Yeah, so you guys follow him, which is pretty easy considering it's just red beacon on top of his head. Savant, what did you roll? Oh, you rolled a 20. Yeah, you know exactly where it is, almost photographically. I was like, did you roll anything? But okay, you rolled a 20. Never mind. And yeah, you lead him towards. It's less of a marketplace and more of just a. It's kind of like an amphitheater, but with shelves of books and tables in various parts of it to just put books on and read, as it's kind of this kind of alcove into the rock itself. You guys go in, and it's high enough that Ulan, you don't have to bend down to get into it.
It's Dwarvish design.
It's still
Always.
Dwarvish design, but yeah, it's smaller than it should be, but it's still tall enough.
It's taller than a dwarf should have it, but not tall enough for a dragonborn.
So what are you looking for? As there's no real helpers in here. It's very much inspect
We'll
the
find
books and use them with care and respect.
Good that Seraphine is a sage.
Is that what?
Sage, I think she is. That's her background.
Oh, yes. Seraphine is a sage, yes.
Which just means I know where I can find information.
But, yes, what type of information are you looking for? That will determine what you find.
So anything to do with Mirror Forge, anything to do with dragons, specifically metallic dragons and specifically steel dragons.
Alright then. Give me an intelligence, and as I imagine you two are helping Savant and Seraphina,
I would help him if he tell us what he's looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
do you tell them you're just gonna do a lone search?
Hang on 1 second, my mouse has stopped working and I'm trying to work out why. Yeah, I guess I'll say what it is.
Okay.
So I would also like, while helping looking for these books, look out for books on droughts.
On Drows. Okay. In that case then, Ulan give me at advantage, and Seraphina just give me a straight investigate.
While he's helping out, he will also Savant will always looking for adventure books and romance novels.
God damn it.
Well, that's an advantage.
Is it tiny text?
Is it tiny text?
Basically,
No,
that's my
it's-
item in it seeing do anything here.
No. It's,
Everything's in Dwarvish and I'm not used to reading it yet.
That's true. However, 15. Although I said advantage, so probably
He did
gain.
roll a 11
No.
on
He did
5.
roll
Yeah.
twice.
Did he?
I
Oh,
just
yeah,
came
sorry.
in between.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? There's Seraphine and then Ulan. No, Ulan, Seraphine. Okay. 11. So 11, and then 10, and then 15. Okay. The one who's looking for adventure books finds them. Okay. So, looking around, it definitely takes a while looking for these books specifically. Ulan, you find lots of books actually talking about dragons of all variousness. To specifically point down onto metallics, takes you probably around half an hour flicking through the books to make sure which ones are which. To find anything specific on steel dragons, you find one that's more talking about the patterns of interaction and
Okay.
what they do, as it talks about other metallic dragons as well and the relationship with the common races. The mirror forge you're looking for as well.
Yeah.
You don't really find anything about that. You do spot it once in a tourist guide, talking about very important places of significance in Dwarven culture. That's one of them, but where it is specifically, it doesn't show what it's for per se either.
Okay.
But it does say it is in the east side of the continent. Seraphina, you were looking for Drow. With a 10, it takes you a while, but you do pick up there's a decent amount of information about Drow. Most of it's though in adventure stories, which Savant you pick up, as they seem to be very much
He just
common.
finds adventure books of like drow dragons. Like, yeah, that was what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, they're very much in the commonplace of the villain or the antagonist. Anything about actual facts on Drow, you do find a little later on. It takes you probably the better part of an hour flicking through these books, seeing if there's actually references or actual information. As some of them actually talk about used referencing to this book, and then you look through that book. you do find eventually one talking about the anatomy differences of drow in particular, and Savannah, you find the books that you're looking for, as there is a good section talking about hunting.
Yeah, and also like adventures about adventures that's gone down into Underdark and stuff like that. Like it
Yeah,
would be like adventure books of that.
Yeah.
Like how good they are in real life, no one knows. But that was his.
some of
That's
them are a
knowledge, yes.
little too fanciful, which is hilarious because it's fantasy. But yes, so yes, you find some stuff while looking around. Do you guys just look through the books, or are you actually going to purchase them?
I'm just looking through.
Okay. If you're looking through that one, particularly, you notice you read about more of the anatomy in terms of the sun sensitivity, the effectiveness in darkness, in terms of actually having excellent eyesight far beyond that of normal elves. The connection to the Underdark and the types of environments they live in, as well as a little bit talking about their culture in terms of being superior to the other races, and their connection to a lot of Ulan, do you read your book or do you buy yours?
I buy it.
Okay, just mark down. Are you getting both of them? Well, one's a leaflet, so it's not really much of a book. But you can buy
Yeah, the leaflet was just a passing reference. So
yeah, but you can buy the Dragon book.
The Dragon book.
For you'll probably get it for 2 gold.
Okay.
So yeah. And Savant, you're buying. You're gonna buy one of them, I guess.
What's the book called? Is it like Draconic Beasts and Where to Find Them or something?
No, it's the cultural connections to dragons of metallic descent.
Okay, Metallic Dragon book.
Yeah, sure.
What's the name of the book I did find?
You found a few. You found like a good section.
Okay, I will. Savant will skim read them and see which one sounds the best.
There's one called Time in the Dark, which is one of a group of adventurers traveling into the Underdark, and the discovery of a whole new land. There's another one talking about fighting against a horde of drow against one single settlement, and how the protagonist defended it all. Called At Dawn.
At dawn.
At Dawn.
At dawn we plan.
It's just called At Dawn. And a few other ones.
I think I take the first book actually.
Okay. So mark that down with. It's only a storybook, so mark it down as 1 gold, 5 silver.
Hey.
Alright. Right then. And with that,
What was the name of the first book?
Time in Dark.
I'm in dark. Thank you.
It's like, wait, quiz. So with that, morning's gonna pass by. Plans or roll with punches?
Yeah, I guess we're
Because
just.
it's currently just waiting to see something happens. Is what
Yeah,
I'm-
well, I mean, we need to. If we do anything that makes it seem like we're not just biding our time for the ship to leave, then we might tip them off. So, you know.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Alright then, in that case.
Fina will probably spend some of the time enchanting.
Okay, in that case, give me another enchanting. As yeah, you'd have most of the day to do whatever you want. Obviously, you guys would have lunch again, which you would have to pay for. Yeah.
Wait, was that not included?
Breakfast and dinner were.
Oh, okay. Do I have enough time today to like do 1 day's worth of training for a thing?
It'll be 6 hours, so yes. If you do 6 hours of training.
Can I do 6 hours of strength training?
Yeah,
Like just pull-ups and stuff.
yeah, totally.
Does that cost anything?
Generally, it does, just to make sure you have the what's the word?
Equipment?
Equipment, yeah. Which I think I marked down under one of the things for it. There's like 10 gold or something.
You said that was for finding someone to teach you. But if you're just doing like pull-ups and sit-ups and stuff, it's not like I'm paying for gym equipment. But
Well, it's not going to be as effective. That's the point of the problem.
well, is there a gym then that I can go in?
Of course,
The
it's
dwarves
the,
are on.
the dwarves.
Okay, I will go to a dwarf gym and I will pay however much you want me to pay to go there for a day.
All right.
You need a gym card.
Can't go for a day. You've got to sign up for a membership, and the contract is 2 years long.
It's called. The gym is called Hard Rock.
Is there a cafe?
Of course.
There is an attaching cafe. No.
Is
No,
there-
it's
is
an
there a-
attaching
is there a
pub.
slogan
Sorry, my bad.
That says "Come inside for rock hard abs."
Oh my god.
It's rocks on rocks. Yes, you go in there for 6 hours to train. The rest of you guys
How
for the
much
day,
does that cost?
you're just gonna go about your business.
I guess.
Okay. Actually, as a point of interest, all of you can give me perceptions.
No.
Well. Well. Well.
Wow.
Well.
I'm lost for my
I will
character.
use a hero point because I can.
Is that everyone?
Yeah,
1,
I'm
2,
gonna
3,
use
4.
a hero point as well.
Wow.
That doesn't really help.
Alrighty.
I'm going to use a hero point.
So worth a try, I guess.
Oh. And that's added on to 11. 17.
17.
Okay. What did I roll? 3 plus 4. Savant. Okay. So, Ethelmore and Savant, you two notice while, I imagine, just browsing the marketplace.
We try to look like we're doing stuff.
Yeah. As you'd always be going in groups of 2 or 3 at this point, I imagine. Going about your business. Actually, who's going with Ulan? That's a good point.
Wait, if I'm reading this right, it's 10 gold
Okay.
per day?
Yeah.
That's an expensive gym.
It's good equipment.
I
Yeah.
imagine Saren would
You get a
go
personal
with
trainer,
Ulan.
Okay.
And a drinking cup.
That would probably make the most sense. Actually, no. Technically, Shay can. Shay will go with. That's
Well,
if
Saren can
Saren.
still go if
So
she
Shane
wants
and
to.
Ulan gonna bro out
Actually,
in something iron.
Sharon, do you want to go, or do you want Shay to go instead?
I'll go.
Okay. All right, and you go with Ulan then. Show him how to do proper lifts.
This is how you store an equipment.
But yes, as you guys are walking around, Ithelmore and Savant, I imagine you two are probably in 2 separate groups. It doesn't matter too much. But as you're walking around, you both notice very obscure shadows. You only notice them because they seem to shift when there is no light change. Actually, Aaron, you would have noticed something was odd with the shadows, but you wouldn't have picked up what exactly it was. But yeah. That's only things you can notice at the time being. So, do you guys do anything else for the rest of the day before evening approaches and you guys return back to your tavern?
Just try to not offend anybody.
Well,
Savant
don't
will
talk or you
buy
do it.
cheap random food for every shadow that he sees that moves.
buys a what?
Cheap random food, basically, as he to helping count out how many shadows.
Okay. You only notice 2. And
So
Ithelmore,
basically, so pieces of the bread, basically.
yeah, and Ithelmore, you would notice 2 as well. But yes, in that case, yes. With that, you guys all then return back towards the trading keg, and return for dinner. Yeah. Okay, in that case, yeah. So you guys sit down for dinner again, enjoying a very strange and uncertain rest. And you're plated all again with a very similar meal of yesterday. For the bread, yeah, mark down 2 silver for the bread.
But he's gonna say anything when we're eating.
That's what I was wondering.
Sure, small talk.
You just small talk it, okay?
How was your day, guys? Was it cool?
Anybody see anything?
I found a wonderful book, but I did actually see something. As he puts the random breads on the table. I saw 2 shadows moving when you shouldn't be moving. Did anyone else see the same?
I thought it was a trick of the light. my eyes aren't very good at day, as you guys know. But this what you're talking about sounds like the same thing. So
I don't suppose Seraphina found a book earlier, right? About Drow.
Yes. Yeah, she
I
did.
don't suppose there's anything in that book of yours, Seraphina, about...
I didn't buy it.
You didn't buy it?
No.
Why didn't you buy
It's
it?
now somewhere else in the giant library.
It was an adventure book about Drow,
Oh,
kinda,
okay.
so it was nothing.
I thought you said... I thought there was one about anatomy and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
it was about eyesight, and
Oh, okay.
and
Could have
you
been
can
more in it,
ask
but-
Ethan more about that.
No, I guess.
He
I
don't
don't
know
suppose you saw anything about shadow magic or something. Is that a thing?
Would I know anything about possible that kind of magic?
You would. You know that all elves have some semblance of magical affinity. And you can suspect drows are similar.
I lean forward and say, it's possible. I have an innate ability to create darkness.
Would...
Not very strong, but maybe what a drow who's been, shall we say, properly trained would have better mastery.
Would I know anything about it for monk reasons? Because isn't there a Path of the Shadow or something? As one of the main archetypes for monks.
It is, but it's not really part of the 5 elements way, which is slightly different
okay.
from your own.
So you're saying it's beneficial if I can start preparing a spell that gives us light from the sun?
That could be handy.
Just give me
That
a
sounds
heads up
wonderful.
before you cast it.
Okay.
Oh, see, does Savant have goggles, did you say?
What did you say?
They're of minute seeing, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
but I'm
minute.
saying-
They're the reverse of what I actually wanted.
Yeah, but I can. Well, I mean, I can see he's got magic goggles.
Yeah. Yes, they're around his neck right now.
So I look to him and point to the goggles and say, you don't happen by any chance to know if there's something similar that protects your eyes from the sun?
Wait, don't I have expertise in this because I'm a gnome?
For tinkering?
Yeah,
It's,
can't remember actually what it is.
Don't
I need to
think.
double check.
It's a gnome trait, I think.
Yeah, it's a gnome trait, being a rock gnome.
Sadly, Wilbur had a pair.
Artifacts lore. When you do make history checks related to magical items, alchemical objects, and technological devices, you advise your you better expertise when it comes to that. So yeah, technically, because if I'm basically thinking do I know in history about something that would help like that?
You know about sunglasses, yeah. You're wearing goggles, so yes, you would know about, especially for welding. Yeah, you know that you can tint
Yeah, basically
glass.
welding goggles.
Yeah, tinting glass to make less light pass through.
You need to steal Wilbur's goggles. He's as he wanted to make.
You did make it.
Well, old chap, welding goggles would suit, but by medical it will probably exist, but not by any name I know.
Would you know where to acquire these welding goggles?
Well, it would be easy to supply pick up if I went to the Tinker's Guild. There should be one in this town. Is there?
I turn to the others and say, would this be worth looking into? Because it may help me to fight better in daylight.
Well, that would be worth it.
We don't have any plans, so might as well check on it.
Yeah.
Oh, some of us can go and check.
This is the evening meal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How private is the situation we're in at the moment?
There's lots of noise happening at this point, as it is evening.
Right.
So a lot of the traders have come through. It's relatively private in terms of there's not people bumping into your shoulders, but it is a very busy room.
Before we go making any plans for tomorrow, I think we should have some discussions in a less public place about what we're gonna do if nothing happens tonight.
Go to my room.
That's probably not a bad idea. Let's go to a room and then, you know.
Someone had like the silent wall spell.
I have a silent spell, but that's gonna make us all silent, so that won't help much.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the silence wall, which makes us be able to speak inside of it.
You know, we need to work out if there's anything we need to do before we leave the city tomorrow.
Right.
I giggle a little bit.
Well, it haven't been confirmed yet, but am I allowed to get on with the ship with you?
That's something we'll have to discuss.
Well, it depends.
Hi.
Also depends on whether we're leaving or not.
I fight the urge to facepalm.
I giggle even more.
I just
Alright.
shoot
I am not
Seraphine.
speaking very loudly.
I just shoot Seraphine a look. I'm like, come on.
We start walking up to the
I'm-
room before
I'm
we do
standing
anything
up
else.
and going up to my room. God damn it. Oh, Aaron's room. Since he invited us.
Ulan makes a really big show of yawning and stretching and is like, right, well, good night, folks.
Well, I am quite tired as well. Let's rest through the trial
Oh
to our
my
rooms.
god.
Perhaps before we sleep, we should have a wee little pajama party in your room, Aaron.
Oh, that sounds like an excellent idea. Let's go, everybody.
Come on, Sarah, we'll play Truth or Dare again.
Savant puts on
Oh, alright.
his goggles. Inside of his goggles, he rolls his eyes
Charisma is dripping off us, guys.
and nearly walks into wall because he's having Microsoft glasses on. Tries to walk
I'm
upstairs.
happy I already left. Because I would have been facepalming. And I got a glare for not being subtle.
Shay is very confused by the situation and is just going to go to her room. It's like, okay.
I will, like, as we're going up the stairs, I will gesture for Shay to follow us.
We're not really gonna have a pillow fight, don't worry.
We're gonna meditate before we sleep, Shay, it's fine.
Okay.
Trust me, it's an important part of the process.
Does she even realize what you're talking about?
Anyway, let's all just go in the room.
She's like, meditate. Okay. And she'll follow you guys in as well. At this point, the room's pretty packed with all 7 of you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Wait.
Wait.
Wait,
What?
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 And why do I not remember this?
Why do I not remember? This is my room.
Are we gonna break the bed and freak out the guards again? So as soon as we're in, I close the door and I lock it. And I say, Serafina, is there any spell you can do to make sure we're alone in this room?
No. Sorry.
Alright, everyone fumble around.
Does a dome spell block sound? Or is it only light?
What spell?
The dome.
Oh, the tiny
Tiny
hut.
hut.
Tiny hat.
There's not space in room.
Let's not wreck
How
my
small
room,
do you think the
please.
rooms are?
I will though cast a spell magic. Just in case. Because now I'm paranoid.
Now my hair falls down because you dispelled my prestidigitation.
As does mine. Thanks a lot, by the way. There it goes.
Yeah.
Crap. God damn it.
Serafina, when we're
The one
dealing
that
with
have
a
his goggle on
situation
can't see
where
anything now.
there's
Thanks.
weird magical shadows, you might not want to be talking about us maybe not leaving tomorrow in a public space.
Depends on if the ship is delayed or not.
Yeah, that's a stipulation that wouldn't really have helped. But anyway, we need to work out what we're doing, because if they don't come tonight, do we want to make it seem like we're leaving? Do we want to board the ship and then sneak off somehow?
It would be hard to sneak off a ship.
Well, we could,
Well, unless it make us all invisible.
or
we
we could
can
ask the captain to drop us on a dinghy and sail back to shore.
Well, yeah, we do have the map of the coast. We could just.
We
could
make
just-
landing somewhere else and just
Yeah.
track overland.
Yeah.
Have we heard from the other group? They did tell us to give them a day or so before we.
Oh, by the way, guys, I got a message back from Kaylee. She, I forgot the name of your father that's still in King's Arch, but he said that your other father that's not in King's Arch, they cannot contact him. So we're on our own if we want to find him.
Aaron, can you cast sending to someone you've not met?
Has to be
I
someone
won't.
you know.
That's a shame.
You need to have at least have a small conversation with them. I think it's like the requirement.
Hmm. Because
Well,
like
Heather-
my concern is that if we just don't get on the ship tomorrow, that's like, is that the situation that we want to be in? That we're just here and that we're sticking around? Because they're not going to try anything at that point.
Well,
Well, we can try to make ourselves easier targets tonight. It's the last night before the ship leaves.
Like leaving the windows open or something.
There
like
aren't
Or-
any windows.
Going out at night.
I mean,
A pub crawl is quite dwarvish in nature.
I guess we could. But if we were out and about somewhere public, we're not really giving them an opportunity to snag us if they're trying to do it unseen. I mean, they lured Ithamore to a secluded place before they snagged him. I don't think that they would just. If we were moving around in a group, I don't think that they would try
What
and
if
grab Ithamore at that point.
What if
How long does,
one or two
one
of
of-
us get really drunk and wanting to puke and goes out in alley? That's quite secluded in that way. And then that's how setting up a trap by then knowing that something may come.
That's pretty situational.
How long does
Aye.
invisibility last?
An hour.
Not really long enough then.
Well, the thing is that if nobody tries anything today, then we have no choice but to go after them then. As our rules of
Yeah.
being stuck here will be basically...
If they
Gone.
don't try anything tonight, I think we go with the leave on the ship, come back on the dinghy route. Our best option.
And then make our way to
the
Fulham,
underground.
was it?
Go
Or the
Go.
capital?
under road. Go.
Have to get to the nearest underroad entrance, which would one here, but we wouldn't want to take this one.
Well, we have got a map that's got the
Yeah.
underroads marked on them.
That's true.
Lady Serafina, how many people can you make invisible as you have been proving that you can?
I can. Oh shit. Counting.
What's your highest level? 4 or 5 at this point?
3.
3 is your highest. I thought you had 4.
Those slots, 4 level. Yeah.
4th level is your highest. Yeah.
Yeah, and invisibility is second.
So
and I
1,
can
2,
for
3,
every higher.
4.
No, I can only do 3.
Oh yes, true. Yeah, it's 3 and then 4. So yes,
3 people.
3 people.
3 people.
Are you alright, Shay?
She's like sitting in the corner, cross-legged, holding her head. It's very much like she's trying to think, but she's not really the thinking type of person.
There's no way to make the whole boat with us on it invisible, is it?
Sorry. No.
I think disembarking from the ship mid-voyage and sailing back is plenty stealthy enough. I don't think we need to worry about being invisible at that point.
Can I make a I don't know, a geology test on geography test, some
Cool.
skill test to see if is there misty normally during the mornings or stuff
Is there mist? In the docks, there would be a little bit of mist.
We could always sneak off the boat invisible. We would just have to go in.
Parasol 3?
3, yeah. 3 times. So that would extend a lot of energy.
And
That
we'd have to have a place to hide.
Yeah.
I think something along the lines of the dinghy is the best option, although we may need to compensate the captain for the... Okay?
Go under road. Hit drow. More drow. Hit other drow. Grab drow. Find other drow.
Do you think we should head into the underroad and grab someone we can interrogate?
Maybe?
That's not a bad plan. Whatever we do is going to involve going in the underroads anyway.
Aye. And that seems like a plan that can be do it. So I guess the plan is then to
We
try
just
to-
still don't know exactly where to look.
well, there is a possibility that if we find any drow, that it will have at least some knowledge of other drows.
And if they don't know anything useful, they don't necessarily need to survive the encounter.
Eh.
Aye, better getting as it looks at Ifamore.
We
No offense,
know.
no offense taken, but taking away the bad blood that lives here.
Is there a way to magically make the rest of you look like grow? So we could, if so, we could use that.
There
I did
is.
once read a book about this.
There is, but I don't. I am not in the possession of that spell.
I mean, there's probably a non-magical way. If
Well,
we could,
Master Aaron, I suppose we could always put his face in some soot and black him up.
something along those lines.
I don't
But
really
I don't
have
know
the
about your
height.
action. Yeah. Well, you could be a drow child.
Is Serafina,
Yes.
how do you like standing on people's shoulders?
Guys, are we
Yeah.
really discussing this?
I face palm.
No.
I think we should abandon this plan. Yeah, it won't work.
It's a bit of a long shot.
Even the magical that means probably won't work. So they probably have some way of detecting the magic, dispelling it.
Either way, what we need now is information. We can either get that the punchy way, or we can get that by going to.
We should
police.
also see if we can acquire a more complete map of the undergrounds, so we don't get lost.
Yeah,
Well, I mean-
the punctuate does sound nice, but
We can
the
always do the punchy way on the
sounds
way.
wiser.
We can always do the punchy way on the way to the non-punchy way. If we come across a drow. Yoink.
Punch.
Unfortunately, though, Serafina, I think we have the most comprehensive map at the moment. We've got a fairly. How extensive is the map that we've got of the Underworlds?
It's. You're not sure how new it is, but it's definitely reasonably extensive in terms of. You can see the very clear direction of from where you are to the capital, pretty much as it is on that map, actually.
Okay. So it does
and-
cover all the way to the capital.
Yeah, you can see the parts where it's been almost marked in both two ends, where it looks like it goes through either a cavern or a section of the Underdark, possibly. Which, yeah, might as well just draw on. With a pen. Freehand. In here.
The other option is to try and find somebody else who's heading the way that we're heading and tag along.
Do we know where we're heading?
The capital, presumably.
But that mean we could nearly take any merchant caravan from any of the merchant guilds would go through here. To have any off-island trade.
Hmm. There is one thing that might require Aaron's expertise. If we're going to the effort of sneaking off the ship in order to not for whoever we think is pursuing us to not know that we're back, perhaps it would be wise for us to have some kind of disguise.
At least something
thing
to cover
is-
up those faces.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time to create anything fancy.
Well, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to not look like us. I
With
imagine
you, it's
I'm
gonna
the
be
most
very
problematic.
difficult.
I didn't even think of that.
You could look like a tall human if you had some ropes over you.
I've got a tail.
It's gonna be a very strange looking human.
You could be a bit of a hunchback, but if you it would
Going-
probably be a bit uncomfortable. But
I'm-
having your tail up and bound around your chest would look it like you were a bit of a hunchback. But
I'm gonna regret suggesting this, but Ethelmore's suggestion about the soot, we might be able to make me seem like a black dragonborn.
Savan stays back a bit. It's not a comfortable smell if you think like that. And I don't recommend using soot. More of ashes, I would recommend. But it is possible, I suppose.
With our map of the coast and our map of the underroads, is there an obvious place where we could make landfall and conveniently get into a tunnel?
You're currently at best entrance to the underroads.
What, the city?
Yeah.
Well, there is the cave.
This is the cave, but that's a very long, possibly winding. Plus, you have to get through that door,
Yeah.
which you don't actually know where that goes.
Hmm. Well, here's a thought. We don't actually all need to go onto the ship.
Well, I certainly don't, but about you guys,
You
it would
don't,
look
for
a bit.
starters.
I certainly
Aaron
don't, but you
is-
guys, it would look quite conspicuous by you splitting apart.
Yep.
Aaron's just like, I don't mean
Yes.
this in a disparaging way, but you're a human, so a drow isn't necessarily gonna be able to pick you out versus a different human. The most distinctive people in our group would be myself, Ithelmore, obviously, Seraphina, and Seren, I suppose.
So everybody but me.
Well, how many people can Seraphina make invisible?
3.
Is that yourself included?
Yep.
Yes. Or no?
It's 3 people.
3 people total. Alright, well,
I guess
ge-
Saren wouldn't be too much of a oddity being here.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
perhaps, and perhaps, I mean, Seren staying makes a certain amount of sense, being a dwarf. So perhaps the best plan, rather than trying to get back once we're at sea, would be for myself, Ithelmore, and Seraphina to board the ship, then leave the ship while invisible, and meet up with you once we're on the road into the Underdark, or into the Underroads. So if you and Seren find a car or something that we can rent.
It wouldn't be too impossible to find a cart with a roof and walls on it, would it? I think in my head. Would it? Out of character?
No, definitely not. There's definitely caravans that are very much almost like giant chests.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Oh my god, can Ulan have a pretty floral bonnet? Can we firefly this?
Absolutely.
We don't encourage this.
I was going to say it's very hard to find flowers in a dwarven.
No,
City.
not like a bonnet made of flowers, just like a bonnet with a floral print on it.
Dwarves aren't really known for fashion.
I'm guessing you're not familiar with the reference that I'm making.
Oh, I know the reference from Firefly, but these are dwarves.
Okay.
You could druid craft it.
What, a bonnet?
We could just buy a normal bonnet and I'll put some flowers on it. It'll be fine.
Well, I suspect then that me and Terren would, with our connections, be able to find a cart with a non-viewable area where you could jump in as we are loading our cargo, for example.
Good. It wouldn't be out of the question, but no, we would. There's plenty of trade caravans and plenty of people coming back and forth, especially with the expedition.
Especially if
Could
you
be
want,
feasible.
If I'm supposed to get some welding goggles, I could talk with the guild I'm connected with, and I would be able to at least get us into a caravan, and that way we would be more defended and less suspicious by going with a group of people.
That would work.
Well, it seems like we have a plan then.
Yeah.
So the plan is to wave you guys off and find a cart.
Yep. So if you three are going onto the ship and then just disembarking while invisible after we leave, Savant and I will go find a cart. Aaron and Shay are going to be
I guess if you still want to be in a group of two, I guess one of you and Aaron or you, Lady Shay, could follow me to the Merchant's Guild, and the other one could go with Seren. That's why we would still be in a group of two, but not suspicious enough, insuspicious enough, and still say figuratively safe.
As you guys are talking, Aaron, can you give me a perception?
No.
Alright, don't have to.
Someone is listening, we're so fucked right now.
Okay. Okay.
You make me want to use my luck point. I will.
Alright. Okay.
Right.
You just hear some footsteps going past the door. Sounds slightly lighter than a dwarf's. Probably some merchant.
Well, I'm not paranoid, so I ignore it. I'm not paranoid yet, though.
Okay. So if I got that right, you guys are going to go in 2 separate groups, Seren in one, Savant in the other, to go and purchase a caravan, or see if you can get on board a caravan.
Yeah, basically.
Wouldn't that be in the morning?
Wait,
Yeah,
which one?
After
I gave you 2 options and you said that one. I was like, which one? Buying or getting on board?
getting on board,
Okay.
we're gonna go buy a cart and get ourselves into a caravan.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
We're gonna get a personal caravan, and then we're gonna go into a group of caravans.
Yeah. One group's getting the cart, the others signing on to a caravan.
There we go. Okay.
And while we're loading cargo, the invisible team jumps in.
All right. Cannot go wrong at all.
People will notice that Serafina is not sitting completely still, which she usually does, but she's moving slightly from side to side. Like she's not sitting comfortable.
Needs a cushion.
What's up,
Nice.
Serafina? Is my room not comfortable?
Does it need more pillows?
It's just I don't like the idea of going underground.
Well, neither do I. It's damp in there. Imagine what it does to my hair.
Well, we don't have a map, and we can easily get lost. We'll only be the 6 of us, and the drow can easily overcome us.
Did you miss the part of the plan where we'd be traveling as part of a convoy of people who know where they're going?
Well, but still, when we go get the drows.
Well, when we go and do that, we'll get we'll get a better map before we attempt that, if we can. But at this stage, we're just traveling in the tunnels to get to a place where we can get the information we're looking for. There is no better map of the underroads in this city. We tried to find that and we couldn't find it, so we're going to a place that's got better information.
Yes, the capital will definitely be the place where we could find if that's what we want.
Unless everything goes horribly wrong on the way, in case we're just gonna improvise.
And I don't like being underground.
Well, you're welcome
Well,
to
technically
get on the ship
already
and
on
go
the
home.
ground.
I want to leave you guys.
Well, then you've got to make a choice, haven't you?
Well, that was why I didn't say anything. Until Aaron asked me.
Nothing really to worry about. You're already on the ground. We're not going deep on the ground. We're not going to the Underdark. We're just going to underroads. It's like a highway, but with a roof on top.
More of a low way.
Yeah, a low way. Like a tunnel. It's basically a tunnel for a mountain, but a really big mountain.
I will not ask you to become Mistress Serafina. But one thing to sort of keep in mind is that until this matter is sorted, you might be in danger. If you go off on your own, they may come after you as a way of getting that to me.
Well, I'm not gonna leave you guys.
Aww.
I realized you're going to be horribly uncomfortable going underground, but there's no quicker way to get us to the capital.
Well,
Wait a minute. You said I would know that. The Dulfurum was the sort of knowledge center
Mm-hmm.
with the arcane, like, library, and well, I happen to know if there's any teleportation circles.
Magic really wasn't your forte.
No, but
Give me a
thought?
intelligence, history. History, if you got it.
No, everything is a -1 for me. Come on now.
Okay. And just a straight intelligence then. Oh, all right then.
Yeah. Hey. No.
Smart AF.
In Forum, you know there's a lot of magic. It's possible, but you've never seen any, and you weren't transported by any. So
Right. It's a possibility.
Have to get to Firm, and that's just a short jaunt from the capital as it is. There isn't anything here that I can think of because this was just the trade hub post.
And
About
even if
do
we
you say
went
forum
over,
out loud? And do you say forum out loud?
Dull Firm, yeah.
Well, if they were to be as spy as they can be, we can say on the paper that we're going on to forum. But we can then continue on motor.
Yeah.
It would, if there were people to follow us, which I suspect there will be, then if we were to go all the way to forum, we would have a much smoother bet if we were to continue with the caravan without stopping.
Ulan, have we heard anything from other groups?
not yet, but you would have heard it as well as me. Right.
Well,
Well, it's still the we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything today, but they weren't due back until tomorrow, so
Time for the ship.
no. Now, depending on what goes down on that front, that might change plans in the morning, but there's nothing we can do about it now. And
No, I think this is the best plan we're going to come up with. Either this or we do the after we leave.
alright then. I'd say then with that, we'll end today's session.